Alaska summit between US President Donald Trump and Russian President Vladimir Putin. A major revelation by Russian leader has put Trump in spotlight. During a joint address, Putin disclosed that US-Russia bilateral trade has risen by 20% in the second term of Donald Trump. The statement shocked many observers, coming at a time when Washington is punishing India and other trade partners with steep tariff for continuing to buy Russian oil and Russian goods. The contradiction has triggered accusations of double standards in US trade policy, with India now facing penalties of 25%, while America's own trade with Moscow quietly expands. The Trump administration, remember, recently imposed additional 25% tariff on Indian exports, Indian goods, doubling the existing tariff to 50%. Washington justified this as pressure on New Delhi to cut oil imports from Russia. But analysts warn that such tariffs could hurt US consumers, it could stoke inflation and also undermine global stability, while also alienating a key Asian ally. And all of this revelation now coming by the way of President Putin pointing that US-Russia trade is rising year on year, while US continues to punish India for tariffs, has now raised pointed questions. Is Washington applying one set of rules for itself and another set of rules for its allies?
Steadily, when the new administration came to power, bilateral trade started to grow. It's still very symbolic. Still, we have a growth of 20%. As I've said, we have a lot of dimensions for joint work. It is clear that the U.S. and Russian investment and business cooperation has tremendous potential. Russia and the U.S. can offer each other so much in trade, digital, high-tech, and in space exploration. We see that Arctic cooperation is also very possible.
And a major revelation there coming from Vladimir Putin, suggesting that US-Russia trade has grown by 20% after Trump came to power, calling for wider cooperation from President Trump, but at the same time also highlighting the double standards of the US, where it continues to impose additional tariffs and penalties for other countries who have trade ties with Russia. That's the big story we'll be tracking at 9 p.m. this evening. US's double standards when it comes to trade and tariffs.